The INTP experience. XNTPS. If the world were left to them, it would take 5 years before it looked like this. 168 hours alone. I survived 7 days of living with no human connection. Pathetic. The perfect game doesn't exist. When the homies are on their 78th anti-Semitic joke of the day and it's getting suspicious. INTP. I want to live in a small shed and have simple life. Also INTP. I want to invent a fuel-efficient rocket propulsion system to make interplanetary travel commercially available in the future. Being hated by society. Snitching. Not snitching. The illusion of free choice. Not now. Death. I'm painting. Me in any forced social gathering.
What is my purpose?
You create 3 seconds of joy before we continue our endless scroll through the internet in search of a longer-term solution to our problems.
Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
Shadow people popping up even more. Me used to it, not giving a fluff anymore. Me ignoring everyone until I'm in a good mood to talk. One day I'll make it to the top of something. Like a hill maybe. When I overhear someone talking about some nerdy shush that I love. I asked my students today what keeps them motivated. One of them said, spite. Cunningly avoiding tooth decay by going to bed with a single square of chocolate on my tongue for the bacteria to snack on instead of my teeth. Fun fact: the bacteria in your mouth don't eat your enamel. They only eat sugars and such. The stuff that eats your enamel is the byproduct produced by the digestive process of the bacteria. In other words, the thing that causes tooth decay is the bacteria's equivalent of shush, not the bacteria themselves. Cunningly avoiding tooth decay by going to bed with a single piece of toilet paper on my tongue for the bacteria to wipe theirs on instead of my teeth. Me long after the pandemic is over still using it as an excuse to stay home and avoid people. When you're suddenly hit by how meaningless and insignificant life is, but somehow recognition of this absurdity causes you to embrace it and defiantly seek meaning for your existence. Absurdism intensifies. I'm so mad people have experienced me. Censor. The curtains were blue. What the intuitive thinks. The curtains represent his immense depression and his lack of will to carry on. What the censor meant. The curtains were fluffing blue. I relate to a lot of these ADHD memes, but it probably doesn't mean anything. I also seem to relate to these checklists made by professionals to help people self-diagnose. I'm sure it's fine and just an INTP thing. I don't need help. Crushes are just a chemical reaction in our brain that drives species forward, so they're meaningless and can be avoided. So why has it been 4 years? The new keyboard I ordered so I don't waste time arguing on the internet. Fluff you. I was at the zoo the other day and he was this fluffing goose trying to act like a fluffing flamingo. Doesn't look like a limerick to you? Try this. A dozen, a grass, and a score. Plus 3 times the square root of 4. Divided by 7. Plus 5 times 11. Is 9 squared and not a bit more. Bae, come over, me. Not right now. I'm contemplating. Bae, my parents aren't home, me. None of us are. My friends. Bro, are you okay? Me. Not knowing how to compile my feelings into words. My kidnappers returning me after I talked about MBTI and cognitive functions for 7 hours. When your teacher keeps saying, keep this in the back of your mind, it'll be on the test.
What's my type in women, you ask? Well, I love it when women look like they can kill me, because that gives me hope that maybe they will.
Mom, the guests are gone, me. Me when I remember something faintly cringe from the past. When you high AF but you're also a responsible adult. 8th grade math student, basic algebra, 3rd year engineering student, physics, differential equations, Laplace transform, calculus, basic algebra. How well I can remember every embarrassing moment of my life. How well I can remember the cooking instruction on the back of the box. When you start talking to someone and you act all people because you ain't sure when you can start being weird. Violence is never the answer. It is the solution. I will consider myself as without hands, eyes, flesh, blood or any of the senses, and as falsely believing that I'm possessed of these. When you realize life is meaningless.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
Small mammals when the dinosaurs went extinct. When you have one mental breakdown.
Maybe I am a
Feeler. When someone asks why I spend an inordinate amount of time looking at memes.
Defines who I am.
Antisocial woman pretends to be blind for years so she wouldn't have to greet people. Me. Having a serious argument with my parents. The song stuck in my head. When you realize that no help is coming, you're an adult, and have to motivate yourself to move forward. When I put a minus instead of plus in a math problem. Every time I stay home I'd rather be out, but every time I go out I'd rather be home. Lava. Maybe I'm happy but asymptomatic. Time is infinitely recursive. If the past is infinite, how did it end? Me when I suddenly see all of my relatives around me after a long nap. When someone says, new year, new me, but really the distinction between the past, present and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion.
Hey, do you know what day it is? No, let me ask John. John, what day is it? Oh, give me a second. What's he doing? He's, thinking. It's hard for him. Should we call someone? No, this is pretty typical. It's today. I f***ing hate both of you.
I just want to tell you I have a crush on you. Okay, you need to see a doctor.
When it comes to intelligence, I make Albert Einstein look like a sack of dead fish that's been beaten repeatedly against a wall. And to prove the German vermin wrong, I'm going to crack one of his most famous equations. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, it can't be. E doesn't equal MC squared. It's just the fifth letter of the alphabet.
When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Viktor Frankl. When a person can't handle a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Me.
Learning numbers as an introvert. 1. The number of people I like. Me. 2. The minimum number of eyes I must avoid at all times. 3. The number of times I have to mumble my name before someone stops asking for it. 4. The number of seconds I can try and perform small talk before I scream. 5. The number of places nearby I know I can hide at all times to avoid someone.
I can only be contacted by telephone call. I can only be contacted by text message. Explain why you cannot be contacted by telephone call. I don't like it. Me. You. Our mental health. Memes.
Oh no! Anyway, last week...